So you just bought yourself a Simplex and you're just new to the metal detecting hobby. And you have purchased a highly advanced machine for such a great price. And it's updatable, waterproof, wireless capabilities, very extremely durable machine, lightweight, and for right around $300, I mean, you cannot beat this anywhere in the industry. And I have over 1,300 hours on this machine here. See how it's all squeaky? It squeaks here, squeaks there. My shaft is bent a little bit. I beat this thing to death, and I've really enjoyed swinging this machine. This is my favorite machine I use out of all my metal detectors. I have a room full of metal detectors, and I just want to use this one all the time. So I'll turn it on here, and I have had several different versions on this Simplex here. I've had 267, 268, 277, 276, 278, and right now I have the 278. I've been going back and forth between the 278 and 277, just testing it out here. And you have 5 modes here up on the top. Up on the top of the screen up there, those are your numbers, your TDI numbers, your target ID numbers. And I don't really look at that, and I don't notch out anything, and I don't discriminate anything. Just a tip to start out like that. Don't notch or discriminate anything out. Just dig it all. I continue to dig everything out, and I don't discriminate or notch on any of my metal detectors, because you want to be digging everything out, because rings, jewelry, sound just like pull tabs, and pull tabs can read up anywhere in the 30s to the 60s, sometimes in the 90s. So I just don't discriminate anything out. And your gold rings, they're going to read up low. You know, they can read up as low as 8 or 10, and they can read up as high as 60. So just, if you don't notch anything out, you're going to be better off. And you have 5 modes here. I'm not going to talk about that N mode, that all metal mode, because it's absolutely useless on this machine. I've used many of Simplexes, and I just haven't been able to get that that all metal mode to perform. I don't know what it's supposed to perform like, but I'm going to omit that mode out of this video here. So we have 4 modes here that are very effective. So we have field mode, park 1, park 2, beach, and those are great modes, and I use all 4 of those modes a lot. So it matters where you're going to be hunting at. You may have a lot of questions like, what modes do I use? What version do I use? What sensitivity do I use? What iron audio do I use? What frequency shift do I use? It's all up to you, whatever you prefer. I can't tell you exactly what mode you want to be in, because I don't know where you're digging at. I don't know what kind of conditions you're in. I don't know how fast you're swinging. I can't tell you what frequency off shift that you need, because you might be around some other detectors or some EMI. But I've noticed that this machine runs best at just right in the middle on everything. The iron audio and the frequency, just have it right in the middle. It works. It's a very balanced machine here. So the field mode is a deep mode for deeper targets, and you have to swing a little bit slower, and you get a 2-tone response, tonal response in the field mode. And it can go very deep. This is the deepest machine that I own, right? And it's the cheapest machine that I've ever bought. We have Park 1 mode, which is a deeper mode, but it has a 3-tone mode on it. So, and it has a like in-between recovery speed than Park 2 and field mode. And we got Park 2 mode, which I'm in right now. That is a fast recovery speed, and it still goes deep. I've gotten 9-inch silver dimes on their edge, and it's just hitting it hard. And I get a fairly solid target ID number and a solid tone. So this machine, I've gotten a lot of silver with this machine. Handfuls of silver coins since I've had this machine right here. And we got a beach mode, and that's the beach mode is self-explanatory. You know, just use the beach mode. If you're getting a lot of high EMI in an area, you can just switch it over to beach mode. But I always ground balance machines. You know, I first started out a long time with my 267. It's not super necessary to ground balance with it, and I use the 267 most of all. These newer versions I haven't really really tested too much. I don't have a lot of like hundreds and hundreds or 1,000 hours on the newer versions because they just came out. So I'll put it in field mode here, and I'll ground balance it. So the ground balance, you push the button twice and you get a 90 there. So when you turn it on, you get a 90. And I want to adjust that. So you hit the pinpoint button, pump the coil until it beeps a couple times there, and it ground balance at 75 or 73.5. So what it's doing is it's reading the ground mineralization, and it gives you a number there, and you can manually adjust that number too, up and down. So I try to usually keep my ground balance in the 70s. That's what I've figured out with over 1,300 hours with this machine here. It runs very stable in the 70s. Even if it automatically ground balances in the 50s, I always go up to 70s, just because it just makes it stabilize the detector much better. And so I'm in field mode here, and I have an 8.5 inch clad half dollar right here. Pretty stable right in the 90s there. I'm swinging slow. So I'll go to Park 1 mode here. So I'm getting a higher tone for that higher conductor there. And you're not able to change your tones. You're not able to change your tone breaks, which is wherever your break is at from your high to low or your mid conductors. And this machine is awesome because you can swing super fast. I've never had a machine that I can swing this fast with. I have a lot of machines, and this is new technology. You're dealing with a lot of advanced technology inside this machine here, and for a very reasonable price. This thing has blown my mind. So let me unmute it here, and I'll go to Park 2 mode here. Watch how fast I can swing over this target. So I can swing really fast here, and if I'm getting a lot of EMI there, I can drop it down a notch, but it does affect the depth. You know? This is a very noisy machine, so if you're having a lot of problems with the noise, with a very chattery background noise, you could drop the sensitivity down a couple bars there, but you won't be going as deep as full sensitivity there. And if I'm around a curb strip, or if I'm around a transformer, or if I'm around any modems like in somebody's house, or around other metal detectorists, you're gonna get a lot of EMI with this machine because it's super sensitive, right? That's just part of metal detecting. EMI is around everywhere. So right here I have a 9-inch silver quarter with a bunch of iron all around it. And in the past, a lot of machines have struggled, even high-end machines struggle with this target right here in the ground with a bunch of square nails all above it and around it. And the machines in the past, the response speed, the recovery speed of the older machines don't even compare to this machine. This is in a whole nother world of the machines that we've known in the past. And I'm talking to like 3-year-old machines, anything manufactured older than 3 years old, they don't compare to this machine here. And those machines that do compare to this this Simplex here are thousands of dollars, or right in the $1,000 range. So I'm going to jack it up here and go to field mode. This is that iron target with the silver quarter in the hole. Very stable 90 signal when I am hitting it, but it's hitting a lot of the iron in there. So that's why I always have my iron audio right in the middle on all my modes, because you don't get a blasting iron audio and you don't have a zero audio on it, because you want to hear the iron. You want to be able to get those iron tones in with those good targets. Now I'll go to Park 1 mode. I love this 278 version. It's just so awesome. Park 1 is just a hot rod. But I hate to tell you, but the 267 outperforms this test garden on this machine, except for Park 1 mode. Park 1 mode, it seems to really do good in this test garden. But out in the field, it's totally different. You know, out in the field, you're going to get a lot of EMI, you're going to get a lot of chatter. It's just brutal sometimes when you're out in the field or the curb strips or wherever you're hunting at. And the Park 1 mode is a very good, just in the middle mode. If you're just getting in metal detecting, I would start with Park 1 mode. It's just an awesome mode. And you can drop your sensitivity down, you know, the down arrow there if you're getting a lot of EMI, which I am here. Now I'll go to Park 2 mode. Super lightning fast recovery speed. Watch this. That thing is 9 inches deep. Bunch of iron all around it. With the older machines, there's no way I would be able to swing that fast. The processors inside of those older machines, even 3-year-old machines, just is not going to compare to this machine. And it's just a turn on and go machine. And then the beach mode here, you basically use the beach there, and you ground balance it in the beach just like normal, but you can go down to 0 on the ground balance in the beach mode there. And the beach mode, you know, I haven't really had it too much in beach mode because I don't hunt in the beaches. I don't have any good beaches around here. So, but this machine is so easy to use. It's just a turn on and go machine. My other machines that I have, I'm always having to push buttons, and it just takes a lot of time in my day to be pushing buttons and dialing the machine in. All you do with the Simplex is just turn it on and just start detecting. And I would dig everything. When I first started detecting, I would just go for the high tones, or, you know, I would dig up a lot of high tones. But the more experience that you get in metal detecting, you realize that you just dig it all. Dig it all. And another little tip here is, if you get a really good target here, okay, you're getting an awesome target right here, right? And you rotate just a little bit here, just go around it. And if you get that really good target at a 90-degree angle, it's a coin. It's a coin. I have dug up so many silver coins that read up just so awesome in the ground, even on their edge. Deep, deep silver with this machine. It really likes silver coins. But I dig it all anyway. The only targets that I don't dig much of, I will check myself. Every time I go out detecting, I always check myself to make sure I'm not missing stuff. So if you're getting a target this way, and you're getting a really nice signal that way, and you get nothing this way, you get nothing that way, you get nothing that way, and then you get a good target right here, you just only have a little bit of radius on that target, it's a nail, okay? I've dug up thousands of nails with the Simplex, and they've always been nails. Those one-way targets, you swing this way, and you get a really good signal, especially right next to a sidewalk. If you get a really good target right next to the sidewalk like that, and it's beeping just really solid, then you swing over this way on it, and you get nothing, a nail every time. 1,300 hours on this machine, a nail every time, because I've dug up thousands of nails in those curb strips. Or if you have a corner, like if there's concrete right here, and there's concrete right there, and you get a banging target right there, I always dig those up, because a lot of times they're coins, but it could be a sprinkler head. So sprinkler heads read up in the 30s, normally in the 30s, this way, and nothing that way, right? Nothing that way. That's always a sprinkler head. And you can always tell because sprinkler heads are every 10 feet or every 6 feet, sometimes every 4 feet. So hopefully I answered some questions for you guys out there who are just getting into metal detecting, and this is the most funnest hobby ever. I have found a lot of silver and a lot of relics with this machine here. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.